This mimer, the first mimer in the Lakutei Parashas Nasai, starts off with the first pasuk in the parasha. Nasai is Reish B'nei Gershon, Gamim, which is a continuation from the end of last week's parasha, really. Because last week's parasha, Hashem tells Moshe that he should count Kahas, one of the right. There's three families of Leviim, Gershon, Kahas, Gershon, and Merari. And then in the continuation to that, the Rebbe said that the Eibishter tells Moshe in the beginning of this week's parasha, yeah, count them as well. So this mimer, just in a nutshell, is going to discuss. We're going to have some questions, which we're going to get to in a second, on the pasuk. But this mimer is going to discuss the idea of the Yidden traveling through the Midbar. What was the avodah that they were doing? And we're going to explain how the Midbar really represents Klippa, and them traveling was to break this Klippa in order to really try to get us to a state, the ultimate state, which we're going to have lots of love. And the Rebbe explains to us this avodah of the Leviim. Again, the Leviim carried three things. There was the Krashim, which were the boards, there was the yuyos, the curtains, and there was all the rest of the kalim. And right, the three families, each one carried a different one of these three, and what each one of them represent in our Beit Hashem today, and how we can, be mevatel our klipa in order to prepare ourselves for Mashiach on a personal level. So, Nasi is Reish B'nei Gershon game. Yeah, that's the pasuk as we explained. Yesh lahavin, the Rebbe asks, Lama nemar b'nei Gershon gamhin. By the other families of the Levim, it doesn't say Gamheim. Yeah? In the end of the previous parsha, it says they should count B'nai Kos. And then the continuation, and also count Gershon. Now, when you say, and also, usually it means it's secondary. There's, the main counting is Kahas. You already count the Kahas, so by the way, also count the Gershon, B'nai Gershon. Why does it sound like B'nai Gershon is secondary to Kahas? What's going on over here? That's question number one. Why they tuffle? V'gam mashikosu b'nei Gershon dafka api arin uvonov tia kol avidosim. Avodas b'nei Gershoni. V'loi nemar came b'nei Kasim Merari. Also, another thing we find that it's said only by Gershon. It doesn't say not by Kahas and not by Merari. That they should do their avodah according to Aaron and his children. They're going to do their avodah api arin uvonov. So what's the deal with that? Why does it say that only by Gershon? What's that coming to tell us? Okay. Which Bechlal, interesting to note that regarding Merari, if Bechlal doesn't say to count them. So that means Bnei Merari really on a third level. There's Kahas, and then there's Gershon, which is like secondary to Kahas, and there's Merari, which Bechlal doesn't say to count. There's no Nesias, there's no counting Bechlal Bnei Merari. Okay, just pointing that out. Brackets. Maybe when we discuss each one with the Arba Avodah, we'll get back to that. So then starts explaining what's going on over here. You want to understand the nuances in when it's discussing the families of the Leviim, when it comes to discussing their Avodas in the Midbar. Let's first understand the Chalal. What's the entire general concept of the Yidden traveling with the Mishkan through the Midbar? To understand generally, what are we talking about over here? And then we can get down to details, figuring out the difference between Kahas and Gershon. So, what's the Nakud? Nakud is the Hainu Shoridish Tam and the Siyasam Bamidbar, Ala Ima Mishkan Vekela, Vayukidei La Chenia Koyach Yinikas Achitzain. Shoridish Yinika, Yinikasam Bamidbar Dafka. So, in a nutshell, the Alter Rebbe says, what was the reason that Eden traveled through the Midbar with the Mishkan and the Kalim and everything? It was to weaken the Nikas HaChitzayim, which is the Sitrach, and the source for Klippa is the Midbar. Why is the source for the Klippa the Midbar? Why does the Midbar represent Klippa? So the Lakach. Bamidbar ein sham gidul tzemach v'desha klap. Because the Midbar represents Sitra Achira, that's the reason why in the Midbar there's no growth. The midbar doesn't give anything. It's the stingiest thing. It doesn't even give nurture for grass to grow. For anything. Nothing grows in the desert. Ella shimamoin bilvad. Just complete nothingness, emptiness. Ki hashpa, the whole tnuah, the whole idea of being mashpia, of giving, comes from kedusha. Kedusha is all about gives. As we're going to explain, and klipa is the opposite. Klipa is, I don't want to give, everything I have is aniva afsiyait. The exact opposite of being mashpia. That's what we say when you have two yidin sitting together, you have two nefesh l'kis and one nefesh b'amis. Because nefesh l'kis, they work together. But nefesh b'amis, they don't work together. So just because we're sitting together and nefesh b'amis, each one still isn't going to work together with the other guy's nefesh b'amis. Kedusha does work together. We're going to explain this a more. Ki hashpa, yimisita de kedusha dafka. Kedusha gives. Like we said, v'ata mechayis kula. This is about the Eibush there, that you give life to everything. L'ksiv tzadik Hashem. Hashem's a tzadik. And as we're about to say, in Pirush tzadik, shu mashpia ubal tzedakah. Hashem is about tzedakah. Hashem is a giver. V'chei mechol sit b'kedusha yesh b'china zu. So, because just like the Eibush there is a giver, so too all kedusha gives. Kedusha is a tnu of giving. And the reason for that is as follows. Kedusha has a feeling of shiflus. Yeah, Kedusha has bittul. So since Kedusha has bittul, it feels a person who's living a life of Kedusha. So he sees somebody else on the street. He doesn't think, he doesn't say, okay, automatically he sees this person. He says, okay, this person doesn't have money. Why should I have money and not him? Why am I better than him? No, automatically, Kedusha feels like, no, I'm batal. That person is more deserving of the money than I am. So automatically, you want to give that person money because he deserves it more than you do. Because you have bittul. You have that nuah or shifus. Whereas kalipa is all about, no, I need afsiyot. Everything I have is not enough, and I need more, and I need more, and the more I have, the more I need, etc. And therefore, there's no room for giving. והנה הקדוש ברוך הוא החסד נמשך מצד הגדולה. מה שכתוב ערך אפיים גדול חסד. Eibishter, he is mashpia because, again, he has tnuah of chesed. Just like a king, because he's so great and he has so much, therefore he gives, right? So he gives kiyad melech. Yeah, they always, by the shiurim, they always say, yeah, kibud kiyad melech. What's his line? Kiyad melech. Because the king has so much on him, he's tnuah of ashpa. ובכל הסתר קדושה יש החסד נמשך מצד הביטול. So the Eibishter gives because he's the source of everything and he's Gedula, etc. And Kedusha in general gives again because they have bitul. Shebatul Hashem v'nechshav l'ayim v'efes beinam. V'lachin roi litin l'zulay shehu chashav yosef. The other person is more chashav than me, deserves more. What I have more than I have, more than me. Therefore, you always want to give. Yeah, Avram Avinu, because he really felt that he is lower than everybody else. Therefore, he felt that everything he has is befitting that he should give it to somebody else, no matter who they are, because everybody else is really more deserving than he is. So the Eibishter gives because the Eibishter is the king, and the king. Tnuah of a king who has is to give, and Chesed, the Kedusha in general, gives because again Kedusha in general is bittul, and if you have bittul, then you always want to give because you always feel like the other one deserves more than you. Whereas Klipa obviously is the exact opposite. Masha'enkin mishu yesh v'davar ve'ini bata, somebody who feels himself the real metzius terchakol legarmei, he needs everything for himself. Yeah, legarmei for himself. Ve'ein v'chinas mashpia, he's not able to mashpia. He can't bring himself to give somebody else something because everything he has he needs for himself. He needs what the other person has as well. How is he supposed to give somebody else? Right? So if somebody's a big yesh, automatically an outcome of that is that it'll be stingy with everything because he's such a metzius that he needs so much. And whatever he has isn't enough. And they sense the midbar again represents klipa, and therefore and as we see this, the midbar doesn't give room for anything to grow. It's not mashpia at all. And also another, therefore, since the midbar is the source of klipa, lach midbar is nachash sarf akro. You have all these snakes and scorpions and serpians, I think is the sarf, right? Gimel klipas, which they represent in Kabbalah explains how they represent the shalosh klipas tameis. Shesham makar klipas shein yesh v'davar nifra ve'im b'mchinas tabito lachin ein mimenu shum hashpa. Right, this is they're yesh, they're mitzias, and therefore there's no room for anything else for hashpa. Ve'inei kach haya nesias ha'arayin v'yisrael b'midbar. And this is the reason why the Yidden with the Arin traveled to the midbar in order to break this klipa, k'dei lachnias ha'midbar, in order to break the midbar which represents klipa. Klipa is yeshus, is gaiva, mitzias. I exist. I'm important. Forget about everything else, more than anything else. And the Yidden, through traveling with the Mishkan, was to break that klipa. We know that there's different ways of spelling Yudke Vavke, and it makes different shemis. And one of the shems is Shem Mab. And by the way, Shem Mab is also, which is 42. Also, Anubakayach, which we say in Krishma, and we say before Kabbalah Shabbos, has 42 letters, 42 words, besides without the Baruch Shem. Because again, every time, this name of Mab is all about the idea of lifting up. Take saying lifting up. So therefore, on Erev Shabbos, at night we want to go to sleep, we want to lift up our nefesh from the Klipas Naiga, we say on B'chayach. Before Shabbos, you want to lift up our nefesh to a higher level, we say on B'chayach. Because 42 represents this shame, which is for shame, is the idea of halo, of lifting up, to being mevared to a higher level. So since if by going with this, by the Yidden traveling 42 travelings, this was in order to push away and break the klipa in the midbar. Through the Gilui which it was in the Mishkan. The Mishkan had a tremendous Gilui. We know the Mishkan had inside of it the Arin. And it was a very high Gilui. So automatically when you reveal Elikus, it pushes away and it breaks the klipa. Yeah? As we know, you light a candle in a dark room, it makes a tremendous amount of light. The light automatically pushes away the darkness. So by the Yidden traveling with the Mishkan through the Midbar, the light automatically just bringing light, so that light automatically broke the klipa. Yeah, the pasuk says, just like the doinig is burnt up, melts right in front of the fire. The Rishayim will so to speak be also vanished in front of Elikim, in front of Kedusha. So just like fire, you bring fire, it burns up things that you put up something very flammable next to the fire, it automatically burns it up instantaneously. So you bring Kedusha, you bring light in front of the klipa, it automatically, so as it burns it up, it gets rid of the klipa automatically. Okay. So we've explained so far is we had the questions in the pasuk in the beginning, and then the Alter Rebbe said, let's first explain b'chalal what's going on here with the Yidden traveling through the midbar. We said midbar presents klipa. Number one, because it doesn't give, and that's klipa. Klipa doesn't give because everything it has it needs for itself and always wants more, and that's also why there's the Nechoshim, Akrav, and the Srafim over there, because they represent the Shalosh Klipas Tameis. And the Yidden, traveling through the Midbar with the Mishkan, specifically 42 travelings, which is the Shem Mab, which is the idea of uplifting, automatically they broke the Klipa and uplifted and elevated the world automatically. Okay. What was this? What was the purpose of the Yidden breaking the Klipa in the Midbar? This was really preparing the world for the Gilui Likus, which is going to be lost in this world, in this low down world, they will be able to be a revelation of a Likus. Because of a Nigluk the cover of the will be revealed. Through first breaking the klipa, the yesh, after they broke the klipa in the midbar, so that already started the path to make a way for the ability for there to be the gilui of Mashiach. Which again, he's going to explain that Mashiach, what's the gilui of Mashiach? Mashiach is going to reveal the true mitzvahs of the world. Like everybody always says, right? Put an aleph into Goyla, it's Geula. Meaning right now, before Hashem created the world, it was just Eibishter. And even now that Hashem created the world, mitzad the Eibishter, there's just a likus. Just we don't see that. The world covers over for us. And what's going to happen to Mashiach is the world not going to be a concealment on us anymore. And we're going to see the true reality. We're going to see the world the way Hashem sees the world. That the only thing which really exists is Eibishter. V'inyan hagilu has a shi'alasu lavehu. What is gilu inside? What we just discussed. What's the gilu which is going to be Yemaisa Mashiach? Hine be'emes rekamei atzmus heizbarach ein shebchinas hester ve'elam klal. Reading from the Eibishter, there is no concealment even now. Hikamei kula kol chashiv. Everything is non-existent, non-important. It doesn't take up any space and doesn't conceal Eibishter. Ve'ein shinui klal ben koydim shinui v'olam la'achar b'riyah. Before and after Hashem created the world, it makes no difference. It made no difference by Him. He is the only, He's the one and only. Just like before He created the world. And that's the true reality. True reality is the world doesn't cover over Eibishter. Only right now, for us, is a concealment. And the Chidush Love is going to be that we are going to see the true reality. We're going to see the true existence of the world. So since, and he's going to give us a mashal. Why is it that the world Taka doesn't take up any place for the Eibishter? Seemingly is this massive world. And the Alter is going to give the mashal of speech. Yeah, there's you. The person is made up, is the Olam Allah. Yeah, you have your Seichel, you have your Chachma, you have your Midas, you have your everything about a person. And then there's this thing that you can also speak. Now the words which come out of your mouth, in comparison to you, are nothing. They don't change you. They don't, because you said a word. Now that you've said a few words, it doesn't take away anything from you. It doesn't. Your ability for speech isn't lessened or nothing. It does nothing to you. So too, we're going to explain how we discussed actually in the previous member that the whole world is created from speech, the Eibishter speech. And one of the reasons why they choose to give the mashal speech for Hashem creating the world is to bring out this exact point that Hashem creating the world doesn't take away from the Eibishter anything. Just like you speaking doesn't take anything away from you. It doesn't conceal, doesn't do anything to you. So since most things are created with Dibur, Tvar Avai Shamayim Nasu, with Eibishter speech, He created the world. Aderech Mashal HaDibur Bottom. So same too is by a person's speech. Shu Botov V'Tofel Agabe Machshava Ubilti Teifus Makam Klal Uklal. Now your speech in comparison to your Machshava is nothing. It doesn't take up any space. And the other Rebbe explains that in Tanya that it's not. And then you go from your Machshava to your first. The speech comes before that goes to the Midas, and before that it has makar in the nefesh. So the speech from where it originates to where it comes out, nothing doesn't take up any space, doesn't doesn't affect at all. Who does the speech, so to speak, deviate? Who does the speech distract? Who can take the speech and it can affect them? Specifically somebody you're speaking to. Yeah, somebody outside you, you can tell them something and you can get them excited. You can get them depressed. You can make them sad. Speech you can affect. You can affect somebody outside of you through your speech. But yourself, the speech doesn't really, compared to who you really are, compared to everything you're thinking, the speech is nothing. So the same thing, us, we're like the Makablim who hear the speech. We're the ones who are created by the speech. So for us, the speech is Taifas Makim, it's a big deal. But for the Eibishter who said it, it's nothing. So Kach L'mayla. B'chinas Oisis HaDibur B'asar Mamaris L'gabe Anivra Mehem Yesh Mayin B'chinas Yesh Av L'gabe Atzmus Yisvarchem Teilum Kolo. So regarding the creations, the speech is something. It's our whole existence. But regarding Hashem, they're completely bato. Okay, stop here because we're